Right, guys, Mr. TTB here, and possibly Mrs. TTB in a short while. We have the now long retired Parisian restaurant modular building. I am not going to lie, this thing looks absolutely beautiful. Woo! So, we are looking at set number 10243, which originally came out in January of 2014. And it actually didn't retire until December 31st of 2019, which made it, like, it almost had a 6-year shelf life. I don't know many other modular buildings that have had as long a shelf life as that. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments. But yeah, so you can imagine how excited we were to get our hands on this. It is 2,469 pieces. When it originally came out, it was £142.99, which for all you price per piece kind of people, that equated to just shy of about 6 pence per piece. So we're going to get this out, we're going to get it built. We've already prepared a Mills plate to build this on, so it's got some nice stability. If you guys don't know what a Mills plate is, I will link the video in the description, and I will try and pop it up on screen now so you guys can take a look at that later on. It is probably the single best way to build any modular building. It gives it so much stability compared to the standard, unfortunately, flimsy LEGO base plates. One other quick remit on this, it does come with 5 minifigs, so there's some minifigs there on the side. I'm going to bring you guys across, we're going to take a closer look at the box, we'll then get it opened, and we're going to get it built in an afternoon. That's where Mrs. TTB comes into the frame. So we're going to try and get this done in an afternoon, showcase it to you guys. We're going to kind of do a hyperlapse speed build, but we'll cut in at certain times, show you guys some cool features as we find them. We'll talk a bit more about the set. We'll talk a little bit maybe about what we plan to do with this. I think personally, you guys that can see, we've got the Natural History Museum behind us here. The brick colourings are quite similar in some of the sand green. I think these might look quite nice next to each other in a city. Maybe we can talk a bit more about that as we get down there. So yeah, we're going to get you over here. We'll take a little bit of a better look at the box. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, that is set number 10243. And it is a now long retired Parisian restaurant set. Ooh. Let's see what we can do, guys. Right, guys, so I've just cut the box open. Let's get it dumped out. Let's take a quick look at how many bags we've got. And then me and Mrs. TTB are going to try and build on the same table and do 2 separate floors, because we've set ourselves a challenge of trying to build a modular building in under 4 hours. Oh my goodness. Let's see how we get on. Okay. So, woo. Oh, straight away. So, flimsy base plate. And we are going to replace that with the Mills plate that we've already made. So, flimsy base plate. I'm going to hand that to Mrs. TTB off camera. And we've got the Mills plate. So, already done. And I did include that little eye, just so it's keep an eye on us. So yeah, so that's the Mills plate. As we can see, there's plenty of bags, not many numbers though. So I think 4 is the highest number we go up to. So we're going to have multiple bags of the same number, which is absolutely fine. TTB's dog is here wandering around. I think he wants to try and build. You don't have opposable thumbs, mate. You can't build. One good thing about this is that each individual layer comes as an individual manual, so both me and Mrs. TTB can be building at the same time. I'm actually really looking forward to this. This is going to be the oldest modular building we've got, and this is kind of the start of the retired modular buildings for us. Ooh, a couple of weeks and we'll be going to Brickfest as well, so we're going to try and pick another one up there maybe, we'll see. And then a few weeks later, anyway, getting distracted. So we're going to get this sorted out. I'm going to get Mrs. TTB over. Let's try and get this built in under 4 hours. Guys, I'm going to hyperlapse it so you can see it. We're going to listen to some music while we're building. And then when we get some cool elements, we'll cut in and out. But I'm going to hand you over to voiceover Chris. And here we go. So, as you can see, there is going to be a lot of pieces on this table right now. I am working on 5 bags, and I think Mrs. L at this point was working on 5 bags as well. Far more sorting went on in this first time lapse than you will eventually see in the second one. By that point, Mr. L went full chaos build. But yeah, this came together really, really well, to be fair. Specifically on my side of things, obviously I had the Mills plate to work with, so that was quite nice to have that basis to work from. No different than, you know, starting on a base plate, but it's just a lot more sturdier. But yeah, the elements were coming together nice. There was a lot, and I mean a lot of small 1x1 pieces on this. A lot of tile, as you can see I'm doing there, whites and blues to make that checkerboard effect. But yeah, it came together really, really well. The kitchen elements that I start on in a second were really good. The walls, again, not too much height on the walls. That came as we moved on throughout the build. As you can see on the other side of your screen, Mrs. L has absolutely smashed through it. That lovely sand green. It's all looking fantastic, although you may spot there that there's a door upside down, which we didn't notice until well after we'd finished. Mrs. L with the upside down door there, that's what we like. Keeping us on our toes. Maybe it's a cat flap. Maybe they've got a cat. Maybe they've got 4. So yeah, I'm going to throw you guys back over into kind of a breakdown description of the video. And yeah, we're going to take it from here, folks. I'm going to throw you back over to normal Chris. Okay, so that is, I've done all of bag 1, even though there was, as you saw at the beginning of that hyperlapse, quite a lot of bag 1, and I think Mrs. TTB has finished all of bag 3.
Correct.
So, what did you think of it?
I think there are some really nice building elements to it.
Yeah.
Obviously you can have a look a little bit better in a second, but for instance, there's fitted units for a kitchen.
Yeah, that's quite cool.
Which was quite clever with the way that that was then attached.
Yeah.
There's obviously, what are they called? The beds that fold down.
I can't remember, but that's really cool.
It's got a man's name, hasn't it? The beds.
I can't remember.
I feel like it begins with an M. Anyway, there's some really nice building elements to it. It was a nice build.
Oh, nice.
So we've got the patio and...
That'll go. I think that comes above the kitchen,
and the first floor, yeah.
On the first floor. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, as we say, I'll bring you across. We'll show you some of these elements in a minute. I have just turned around and said to Mrs. L that I really, really enjoyed that. I don't know what else to say. It's nice. The instructions obviously are very different. The amount of bags that you need open all in one go is very different, as you can tell from where we sit these days with the modular building. For instance, I think when I built the Tudor corner, there was 28 bags in that, maybe 29 possibly. Whereas in this, technically, there's only 4, but there's not. There's 4, 8, 12, 16. There's probably 20 odd bags, if not a couple more. So I think the way that that's changed ever so slightly. The instructions took some getting used to because you don't have the red outlines or anything, but as soon as you get into the swing of it, you pick it up quite easy. So what we're going to do is going to bring you guys across here now, so just so we can kind of show you some of the elements we've built, like the kitchen. A bit like Mrs. L's just said, I've got some built-in kitchen cabinets or cupboards. We've got a cool sink element, a really cool pie element. So
I like the stacked plates.
And the stacked plates, yeah. And some guy here that's proposing. But anyway, I'm going to bring you guys across and we shall take a look at what we've got so far. Okay, so as you can see, so I did what was technically bag 1. So we ended up with this cool little scooter and minifig. Some cool little elements. Lovely kind of chain effect fence. Nice big croissant there. minifig. That gentleman in there is proposing to his gingerhead lady, his Mrs. L. Got the nice big chicken with the chicken legs, cupboards, a crazy pie piece, which I think is amazing. That element there is a pie, and then obviously just all your standard kind of tiles and flooring and that gone in. So yeah, for me that was quite a nice, I really enjoyed building them first bags, shall we say. Really excited to see where we go next. And then obviously Mrs. L, do you want to talk us through these?
Of course. So this here is clearly the studio apartment above the restaurant, or it could be an Airbnb.
Could be an Airbnb.
Could be. So you can see the Murphy bed here, which obviously flips into the wall. There is a fireplace and a nice armchair, table, and then a little kitchen.
Just turn around this way so we can show. Oh, there's the kitchen, yeah.
Really cute little oven, cooker.
I love that.
And then obviously if we spin it round, clearly we're about to build the next floor up.
Yeah.
With the stairs, and we've got 2 lovely doors, outdoor lights, and then the patio, which obviously will sit on the side, which will be the outdoor patio for the restaurant.
Amazing. So that was technically bag 3, wasn't it?
Correct.
But there was multiple bag 3s. I love them. Flower elements on the lights, they look amazing as well. Amazing, guys. Okay, so there we go. So that was bag 1 and 3. Now I'm about to get on with bag 2, and Mrs. L is about to do bag 4. Let's get back to a voiceover Mrs. L for this one.
So as you will see, Mr. L does actually start sorting his pieces here and then stops. Then it becomes a chaos build on the Mr. L side, whereas I decided to try and put some sort of order, colour order in. So in these bags we are building the roof structure, and Mr. L is building up the walls on the ground floor, as well as adding in a few extra details. I believe this is where you built the dresser.
Yeah, with them lovely bottle
with those
elements, yeah.
Lovely elements. And I really enjoyed seeing the waiter carrying his tray. That was quite fun to see.
Yeah, that was after you helped me find the piece I needed for the waiter.
That's correct.
To carry said bottle, let's be honest.
And inside of the roof is actually an artist studio. It's really nice to see. There is some neoclassicism, I think it is, art in there. I believe when this was originally first launched, people slated the art, but actually at the time that this was released, it was quite bold, and there's quite a lot of that art around. So it'd be interesting to.
Oh really?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to have a look at that. The roof structure was built really well, with some sloping pieces. One side of that, unlike the old the newer modular buildings where they're flat roofs and you can take them off, this actually arches backwards so you can look into the studio. Although, when thinking about it, I think you'd struggle to put your minifigures in the top. That's my only criticism of it, is the minifigures in the top. I don't think they'd stand very well in there.
Purely what, from a height point of view?
From a height perspective.
Oh, okay.
But we'll test that out.
Yeah, we'll have to give it a go, won't we?
Absolutely. But yeah, it was really nice build, and as you will see, I finished just before Mr. L did, so I put my legs up and carried on watching him.
Amazing. Oh, thank you very much for that, Mrs. L. Let's throw it back. And we are done. And it is 10 minutes to 5. So you were quite right, Mrs. L. There we have it. It is done. It is complete. Obviously, we've not put the layers together yet, so I'm going to quickly bring you over, show you what I've done with bag 2. As you saw at the beginning of this little hyperlapse, I did have a little bit of a nervous breakdown with the amount of pieces that were on the table, but it is all taken care of. It is all done. It looks absolutely fantastic. I have really, really, really enjoyed that build. It's definitely the quickest we've ever built a modular building as well. I mean, the pair of us, we've literally not really spoken. We've had a little bit of a conversation. We've had an audio book on the go. It's been good. It's been nice. It's been a good build. So, you enjoyed your bit?
I have. I think what I actually really like about this build is the fact that you get the 3 books and it can be a family build.
I agree.
It's really nice because you get 3 different books.
Yeah, for each kind of layer,
for each layer. So it's really nice. You can sit and do it all together as a family if you wanted to. If you've got children or friends, etc. Lego nights.
I like that. Yeah, no, I agree. I think, especially when you look at some of the books these days, like Avengers Tower and the likes, that is just 2 very, very, very thick books. And you can be there all day, can't you? So, no, right, we're going to bring you guys across. I'm going to show you what I've done with bag 2, what Mrs. L has done with bag 4. And then we'll get it all put together and do one last little roundup. So, that has been epic. Really, really enjoyed that.
Well done, Mr. L.
And well done, Mrs. L. Right, I'm going to bring you guys across and we will go from there. Okay, and there we go, guys. So we've got some really cool, on mine in particular, some really cool printed pieces. Ooh, if the autofocus does not want to work, there we go. There's a cool like menu piece in there as well. Some really cool elements for knives that have been turned into plants. Again, what we showed you earlier. A gate element for the hanging lights. And then obviously inside some more structure. Got a waiter. I'll turn this to the side. Be able to see the waiter and the chef in there. If I zoom in a little bit, you'll see the knives and the rolling pin even elements on the back. And a clock. Okay, so yeah, so there's all them elements. A nice little printed tile of a ship on the inside of there. And then if we spin it round and look at the back, you will see, unfortunately, we've got a rat. And then I know why, because in that bin is some hidden cheese. And then in that bin there's some bones and some leftover sausage and some cherries for some reason. And then again, just some nice elements. And as you can see, the reason why we built it on light grey Mills plate, light grey 4x4 plate on a Mills plate is purely because it all looks nice and even. Looks like concrete, doesn't it? So yeah, that is my side. And then obviously Mrs. L, do you want to talk us through what you've been doing over here, because I know you've been building it. So
absolutely. So this is the roof structure. As you can see, that looks like it's, there we go, not down properly. The front element has got some really nice pieces to be able to create the decoration. Obviously the standard croissants, but we'll say it whichever way we feel on the day. These bits underneath here are a really nice piece. So they're feathers that are then obviously made to look as the, do you know what, it does actually look like the Paris Hotel in Vegas.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? You know, with all the ornamental decoration.
Yeah.
And then when you turn it round, inside of the building is an art gallery. So we've just been trying to decipher who we think the artist is. Is it the chef? Is it the waiter? There is a nice little fireplace here that they can open up. And then obviously the roof closes up. And they can close their door.
Yeah, I love that. Right, let's get it together and we'll do one last little roundup. Ooh, here we go. So guys, there we go. We are finished with the now long retired Parisian Restaurant. And there it is all together. It is looking fantastic. I love this. Like, I actually love it. Again, on a Mills plate, with that lovely eye staring at us. But that is it, all together. We can't deny of how beautiful that is. Like all the elements of all the different flowers, the different elements with all the flowers on the back. It just looks nice, it looks sturdy, it looks well. It will fit very well in the city when we get to it, and I think it'll look even more special next to that Natural History Museum, because them bricks just match up perfectly. So that is the Parisian Restaurant, as Mrs. L was saying, the 3 separate books. So, you know, 1, 2, 3, ideal. It does stand at, obviously without the Mills plate, don't know if you guys can read that, but just in case you can't, It is obviously 25 centimetres wide and it stands at 30 centimetres tall. So just to give you a point of reference for size, it is a nice sized modular. And there we go, guys. So we decided just to put a little city street together just to showcase how it all fits, how it all looks. And there we go, as you can see. We've got the Tudor corner there that leads into the Parisian Restaurant, the one we've just built, the Jazz Club, and then obviously the Boutique Hotel. You do have to admit that is one pretty good looking street, even if I do have to say so myself. Oh, hello magician. Mr. Squirrel. Dog. There we go, guys. Just thought you'd like to see it in a street city layout. So there we go. That was an unbelievable build. I really enjoyed that. Did you?
I did.
There we go. And that's all that matters. We managed to do it in 4 hours?
Just under 4 hours.
Just under 4 hours. Now, I know that was the pair of us working on it, but to be fair, that is still a pretty good time for us anyway, because normally we can't stop talking and all the rest of it, or certainly I can't.
I was going to say, who can't
It's normally me, to be honest, let's be brutally honest. But so that was it. That was the now long retired Parisian Restaurant. Retired in 2019.
Yep.
Launched in 2014, so yeah, we are
Can you remember the piece count?
2,469.
Well done.
Minus 1 because the Brittle brown did strike, and we had one piece that just split as soon as we put it into place. So that Brittle brown is most definitely a thing. So 2,468 pieces in my Parisian restaurant. We did all right though, didn't we?
We did.
Right, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I want to say a massive thank you to Mrs. L, Mrs. TTV for joining in on this one. And I set a challenge to get it done in a day or in an afternoon. Mrs. L said, I think we can get it done in 4 hours. And we did. So, yes, thank you so much as always. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you don't, because over 80% of the people who watch my videos don't actually subscribe. So...
rude.
Yeah, it's a bit rude, isn't it, that? So, thank you so much for watching, and as always, guys, we will see you on the next one.
Maybe.
See you later.
Bye.